we're delighted to get over the county final. Like the start of the year, that was really what we had planned on going all out for. And I suppose since then we had 2 or 3 good days, and we got back training on the Friday night after it, and we're after 2 good weeks of training now. So I suppose fellas are mad for road again. Like for the last few years we haven't been playing anything past August or September, so I suppose it's nice to be back hurling again. And like we're going on for the end of October now, so it's great. And the big test Sunday now over in Thurles, but hopefully we'll have fellas right and that we'll be able to put up a big performance.
I suppose one of the main kind of feelings coming out of the camp after the county final was that this was your sweetest win of them all, given that you'd been written off so often for the last couple of years. Would you go along with that? Yeah,
I suppose it was 2005 I think since we won it last, and I suppose like there's people saying they're kind of gone past it now, they've no one coming through and the older fellas haven't been able to keep going. So I suppose this was probably one of the sweetest ones, and I suppose people as well were saying the running game's probably finished with now, but I think last day showed that if fellas are singing off the same hymn sheet and if they're prepared to do the work like that, we can still play that game, like, and we can play it at a high intensity. So I suppose after all the grief and abuse that we got around the place, I suppose last day was probably one of the sweetest. And I suppose when 10 minutes to go, like when it was near all over really, like it was nice to be able to enjoy it. Like for the few before that we were after winning, there was a point either way in it, like, and you'd be under pressure right up until the final whistle, but it was nice to be able to sit back and enjoy it a small bit as well.
And I suppose you could draw parallels with that situation to the situation with Cork at the moment. I mean, back in July when you lost to Galway, people said that this definitely was the end of an era for that Cork team, and I suppose people were saying the same about Newtown, so hopefully it will augur well for the county team as well.
Yeah, you'll have people like that all the time. Say, this fella's too old and that fella's too old, but like there's no such thing as too old if a fella has the hunger first, and if he has the desire to keep playing, and if he's able to keep up with the pace. Fellas are well able to keep going out till they're 34 and 35, like, but hopefully that is a sign of good things to come for the coming year. We have a few fellas now maybe on the Cork panel that maybe are coming towards the end, same as what Newtown had, but with a few younger fellas coming through and with a good response to training, hopefully we'll be able to get things back on the road again.
And even though things didn't go as well as he'd hoped in the county championship over the last couple of seasons, at the start of each season people were still tipping you as favourites given how strong you are on paper. So I suppose it was worth the wait in the end to get that elusive county title.
Yeah, I suppose like even though that we hadn't been playing well for the last 2 or 3 years, people had started every year knew it would be one of the teams to beat. Like down here, we knew that we were going well, we knew we had a lot of work to do, but like things weren't just clicking for us, like. So at the start of this year we kind of have a meeting between ourselves, and we said that we were going to have one crack off it and see how things went, like. And I suppose the difference this year compared to other years where maybe like last few years maybe a bit stale and we were not trying as hard as what we should have been, like, and maybe looking for the handy excuses, whereas this year there was no excuses. We set out at the start of the year that we were going to win a county title, and we trained hard that way, and with the older fellas training hard, with the younger fellas training hard, with fellas pushing for places, and I think that's what really drove us on this year.
Do you think the fact that your involvement with the county team did end earlier than usual this year, do you think that had an effect and that it allowed yourself, Jerry, Cahill Naughton and the lads to focus on the club?
Yeah, I suppose it's hard when you have people involved in county teams, like myself, Cahill and Jerry wouldn't have played any matches with Newtown this year, bar championship matches, and maybe a challenge match the week before a championship match, like, so it's hard to get things going, like, because you have 3 fellas filling in for us, then it comes to the day of championship and then 3 fellas are dropped and we get in, but we're lucky enough here that the boys know the situation, they don't be giving out and cribbing about it, and they just work away, they train away hard. But I suppose Cork going out early then, like, some people might say it was an advantage to us and other people might say that it wasn't, like, but I suppose it gave us more time to prepare together. Like, obviously you prefer to be going out with Cork until September, but I suppose being knocked out earlier gave us a little bit more time to get things going here, and the club championships were back a few weeks in as well, which suited as well, like. So I suppose there's for and against.
And obviously it's going to be a difficult test on Sunday. Thurles Sarsfields, they won a fairly strong Tipperary championship, got some very big names in the team as well. What kind of challenge are you expecting?
We're expecting a fierce battle for Thurles Sars. There 3 or 4 years ago we played them the first round of the Munster championship above in Park Equive, and they were just after winning the county title the week before, and they hadn't won for 31 years, so they got into a big start against us. They were up 7 or 8 points, but we dragged it back a bit. I suppose that's because they were probably tired a bit after their week of celebrating, like, so we're going off to Thurles Sunday now in their backyard, and we're just hoping that things go right for us. We're hoping that it will be a nice dry day for us. I was just hoping things will run for us, but like as you saw in the Tip County final, like they're big, strong, physical, but they're able to hurl as well. So they're going to be a fierce test for us.
I suppose Newtown have kind of bucked the trend in the provincial club championships and the All-Ireland club championships for a Cork team. You're the only team really who've kind of been successful outside of the county. Blackrock failed to do it when they had a bit of success back in the early part of the decade. Erin's Own failed as well. Is there a kind of an extra hunger to show what you can do on a national level?
No, I think the main thing for us is that like we'd be under pressure at the start of every year because we're always considered one of the favourites to win the county, like, and we'd have that pressure on your shoulders all the way through, like, but when we win the county, like, that's the main thing that we want to win here as a county. And like when we get into Munster Championship, the pressure seems to be off. It's a different kind of pressure, like, so we have what we wanted at the start of the year, and we're going into Munster Championship now, and the pressure is different. Like, obviously fellas want to win it as much as anything else because it's the next competition, like, but the pressure of winning a county title isn't there in the winning a Munster as well.
Now obviously all your focus is on Newtown at the moment, but I'm sure you took a great interest in the championship draw last week in Tipperary next year in the Munster Championship. I suppose the hardest draw you could possibly have gotten, really.
Yeah, I suppose it was one of the tougher draws, but on a day anyone in Munster can beat you, like, and you can beat anyone a good day in Munster as well. So I suppose we're going, at least this year, we're going to have a right run in it. Like, we're going to be starting back in, I suppose, in January, and we're going to have 5 or 6 months to get ready for it. So we're just hoping that, unlike the last couple of years where we've been caught in tight games at the end, where we have lost narrowly, that hopefully we'll be able to buck the trend this year and maybe move on, win by a couple of points, and move on to a semi-final of the Munster then, or final.
And there'll be a lot of expectation on Tip obviously this year, given how well they performed in the All-Ireland final. I suppose just reading Don Logue's book there recently, he was saying that when it comes to playing Tip, for some reason you don't have a fear factor with them. You know, you had the upper hand on them up until the last couple of years, so I mean you'll have nothing to fear really, I'm sure.
Yeah, I suppose like up until 2 years ago I don't think I was beat by Tip in Championship, and I was playing for 8 or 9 years that stage. I hadn't been beaten Tip. The last couple of years Tip have beaten us, so I suppose I suppose Cork Tip games take a life of their own. Like, Tip fellas like coming to Cork to play, and the Cork fellas like going off to Thurles to play it, like, so I suppose it is a great day out, like, but the great day out are made better by winning, like, so hopefully this year that we'll be able to get on top of it.
Are you looking forward to kind of getting into a proper winter preparation at inter-county level, given the way things have been thrown at you off the field for the last few years? You've got a new coach in Dennis Walsh. I suppose it is. I mean, people are referring to it as a transition period for Cork, but it's actually an exciting time, really. Oh,
it is, yeah. Like, I suppose this year now we'll be able to get the full benefits of a winter's training under our belts and not be wondering, well, will we be playing this year? What's the story going to happen? We won't have any aggro, and there'll be no late night meetings, which takes a lot out of fellas, like. Yeah. So we're just hoping that everything will run smoothly, and we've no doubt that with Dennis at the helm that things will be a lot better for the coming year.
As I was saying to earlier as well, speaking to Sean Og earlier on, he was saying that if he didn't feel there was still an All-Ireland title in this Cork team, he wouldn't be signing up for another year. Would you be of the same opinion?
Oh yeah, if I thought I had nothing to offer, or if I didn't think that we'd a chance of winning in All-Ireland, I'd pull the pin this minute, like, but I think I have something still left to offer, and I think that this Cork team is still good enough to win All-Ireland. And like people say that we're in a transition period, like, but if you look down through the team, like, we have fellas that have it done, and we have younger fellas coming in that are going pushing them fellas now, so hopefully if we get the blend right, that will be challenging extra.
I mentioned Don Logue earlier on obviously as well, Ben. It's been a busy couple of weeks for him, a lot of things thrown at him, a very, very challenging time for him, but he's come through it with flying colours. I'm sure as a teammate and as a friend you must be very proud of him.
Oh yeah, like, you'd expect nothing else out of Don Logue. Even watching him the late show the other night, they wouldn't stern him, like, but well able to stand up for himself, and he'll get the full backing of all this Cork panel. And it was a hard thing for him to do when he came out, in fairness to him, and like, he takes a lot of abuse there. Like, we were at a match last year, I think it was Tape over in Thurles Championship, a fella in a megaphone inside the crowd, and he roaring abuse for it, like you're always going to have yobs like that, but like 99% of the GA supporters, they're all genuine, like, and like, hopefully that he won't get any undue abuse for the coming year. For the way he's gone about it, and the way he's come out and he stood up for himself, I think fellas respect him for that. Like, obviously not everyone's going to like Don Logue, like, but like, with the way he's after coming out and he's after making no big deal of it, he just said, look, this is what I am, and he've no problem discussing with anyone. I think that people respect him for that.
And he also kind of didn't really make too many friends in Kilkenny with some of the stuff in the book. Do you think, were you surprised that he was so direct with the criticism?
Not one bit. I suppose, like, if Don Logue has something to say, he's straight out, and if that's to me, or if there's someone from Kilkenny or someone from Tipperary, he says straight out your face with Don Logue, you know what you're going to get, like, that's straight up in your face, like.